Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Gland Bodybuilding Motion. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about sets in your workout. And sometimes we get obsessed with having super intense sets and hitting absolute failure and using certain amounts of weight and making sure that we achieve certain rep ranges. But one thing I want you to not forget is that sometimes you have different reasons for doing the exercises. And some exercises are for strength and hypertrophy. Some exercises, you're doing them for that specific purpose. But there's also another purpose for you to perform exercises. And if you perform them for this purpose, you'll perform them differently. And that's for rehabilitation or for realignment of the body. Now, sometimes you'll see me do lighter dumbbell press, like just 70 pounds. And I've talked about this where I do super lightweight of a given exercise and it helps rehabilitate and helps get the body firing the muscles in the proper order in a certain area, because you're not so focused on putting out all out effort. You're just focused on a refined groove or everything working perfectly, everything being in perfect harmony in some way, right? And the other thing you'll do is you'll use lighter weight in order to accomplish this. So I do this sometimes with dumbbell pullover. And I noticed this when I was having shoulder issues. My left shoulder, I had a little bit of issues because I had torn that rotator cuff from a hockey injury. And what was happening was that when I was doing pressing movements, I was getting a kind of weird kind of tweaking feeling and some sort of zapping feeling in the area. And what I ended up doing was some dumbbell pullovers one day, just light, and that immediately cleared up the area. So it stretched out the subscapularis and the lat in a certain way and assisted with proper functioning of the shoulder during pressing. So you'll see me sometimes do light dumbbell pullovers. I was just doing 40 pounds in the garage today just to do lots of reps, lots of pumping, and it's more like an excuse just to stretch the muscle fibers and to make sure that they're all functioning properly in that area. So once in a while, you want to add in a couple of these exercises or one of these exercises during a workout. You can add it at the end of your workout. You don't have to do it before, so you're not worn out. But it is one of those things I think is necessary once in a while in order to make sure that the body is aligning properly or at least firing the proper muscles at the proper time, right? So this is really underestimated. You know, sometimes, even if you're standing in your house or in your apartment or you're outside or whatever, just doing walking lunges can help realign the hips, right? Just with your body weight. You don't have to use weight. Just doing some of the simple movements like body weight walking lunges can help realign your hips, help the knees function properly, and make sure everything is working right. So that way, when you do go back to the gym to do a real leg workout, everything's functioning right. The same thing can also be said for push-ups. I know I don't talk about push-ups a lot on this channel because I talk about a lot of the bodybuilding type stuff, but push-ups can be a bodybuilder. They can be, because it just depends on your strength to weight ratio or whether they are a challenge for you or not. And I've been doing a lot of push-ups lately just after I do triceps and I pre-exhaust the triceps. Then at the end of my tricep workout, I'll do some narrow width or medium width push-ups, so that way I'm focusing more on the extension of the elbows, which is, where the tricep is involved, right? But I find also because of the way that the shoulders sit and also the way that the shoulder blades are moving and retracting, which is different than bench pressing, sometimes you can notice that by doing push-ups, you can help rehabilitate the shoulder area because you start moving the spine in a different way, or at least moving the shoulder blades. And you have to fire the obliques and the different stabilizing muscles in the shoulder blade in order to make sure everything is functioning properly. And that's stuff you don't necessarily get when you're laying flat on a bench where the shoulder blades are in a stuck position. So sometimes you may get some rehabilitative benefits from doing something like the push-up at the end of your workout, or sometimes like maybe you just do a set of push-ups the day between your chest workouts or whatever. And just because of doing this and doing something different, it can have a very profound effect on rehabilitating the shoulders, the elbows, and that sort of thing. So you never know what you're going to turn up. That's the whole point. And it is good to play around with some light aspects of the training from time to time, because this will assist with helping you be able to lift more weight and lift heavier, but do it injury-free. Motion. So I hope this helps you out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalglandbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters. And if you like this kind of stuff, make sure you check out my Patreon podcast. The link is in the description. Motion.